Hey there, what's going on? We're going to talk about something that's important if you have a business on social media, and that is how often should you be posting on social media so that you can have more income, more influence, and more of an impact for Jesus if you are a Christian business owner. Now, what we're going to talk about today is not something that has not already been discussed. In fact, so many people talk about this, so many people ask questions, and at the end of the day, I am showing up with my insight, my experience on how I've been able to grow and build two successful six-figure businesses on completely different varied business models, and how I, as a social media strategist, am able to come alongside and serve other businesses, because I want you to realize social media is not rocket science, but it is strategy. So that being said, before we can dive into how often you should post, we really have to peel back a couple layers, and then we're going to give you the exact answer that you want. So when you're thinking of a business, let's say a lawyer that is wanting to promote and have business leads within a certain geographical location, which that may be your exact scenario as well. Or you may have a business where you maybe serve clients throughout the US, maybe the Southeast, or maybe the Northeast, or maybe in a particular part of the world or in a particular region. What you have to consider is that when people are on social media, they are scrolling, and they are scrolling quickly. And that you, as a business owner, must respect the landscape that you are showing up in. So with that being said, I want to talk to you today about 4 tips that you want to take into consideration regarding what you're posting on social media. So then we can talk about how often you should post. So to keep this really simple, I like to think of buckets. So when I'm getting ready to go outside and wash the car and get it all clean, my kids and I grab a bucket, we fill it with nice sudsy, soapy water, and we get our cloths and our sponges, and we go to town. So I want you to imagine this bucket, and I want you to imagine that we have 4 different buckets when we think of our social media marketing efforts. That first bucket that's imperative to your success on social media is the education bucket. Another way to make this really simple is the information that you would maybe post on social media that would go into the education bucket is you addressing the questions, the topics that you get asked about over and over and over again. If I were to tell you right now to pause this video, set a timer for 1 minute, and write down every single question that you have been asked multiple times during the course of the time that you have been in business, you might be surprised at the number of questions that you come up with during that 1 minute. Well, to expand that exercise, if you were to spend a little bit more time, you would be able to identify the things that you get asked over and over again. That is an absolutely amazing place to start when you think of educating your audience. You want to think of how can you make them smarter about the topic or the area that you are interested in showing up and helping them. And you have to remember that what you might think is common knowledge, what you might take for granted, not everybody knows. That's why they may be looking to find what it is that you and your business, whether product-based or service-based, has to offer. So I want you to think of educating your audience, making them smarter for having participated and consumed your content on social media. That's the first bucket. The second bucket that I want you to take into consideration is be human. Now, there's a lot of stuff that goes into the be human bucket. I want you to think of inspire, motivate, laughter, right? These feelings. Did you guys know that people buy from people that they like, they know, and they trust? But one of the huge things that we learn through research in the process of what's going in the mind of the people that are buying, it's the feeling, it's the physiological things that they are feeling. How can you make me feel? So when you include that be human piece into your bucket, not only do you elevate yourself and separate yourself from people that like to hide behind a stuffy corporate, we are not going to make this personal vibe. So that is one way that you're just going to be differentiating yourself from others that aren't willing to take this risk. They're not willing to go there. They're not willing to maybe be vulnerable and make that type of content, whether it's through photo or through video. But you want to connect with people beyond just the way you can help them and serve them regarding a product or service offering, but you want to be human. And you want that to be part of your branding that is continual and is ongoing. Now, bucket number 3 is stories. If you have not heard that stories are so powerful in your social media marketing effort, you are missing it. So when you think of your business, if you have never heard someone say, you should have 10 really great photos that captures what you do in your business, I'm here to tell you that that is powerful. You don't have to have a photo shoot with 500 photos. You need to start out with a good solid 10 photos. And guess what? Each of those 10 photos shares a story. It shares a story of what's happening in the photo. It may share a past experience of a prior client. It may share the feelings of what someone has maybe experienced or felt before they've been able to come into the offerings of what you have. But remember that when you show up on social media, since you're human and the people you're trying to connect with are human, you want to make sure that you have that element of story. Very much power in the story with video, as well as through photos, as well as through the written word. The key to your social media marketing strategy done well is to incorporate a diverse mix of all of those and to test and see what your audience seems to resonate with the most. Okay, our last and final 4th bucket, and we wouldn't be in business if we didn't talk about this, is your promotion or your offers bucket. Guys, we have businesses on social media that either want to be all in your face of buy, and they completely miss everything else I've talked about in this video, or it's the opposite, that they're like give and help and show up and like fist bump, let's be besties, and they're never talking about what their product or what their offering is. I want you to know that it is a part of your job on social media to have those promos and to have those offers on you being able to serve and give people an opportunity to know how they can take that next step. It may be an offer to an opt-in. It may be an offer to a link on your website. It may be just saying, hey, if you want more information, shoot me a message. It may be old school, call me and let's have a conversation. But you want to be so imperatively clear on social that one of your 4 key buckets is you having offers, because without income, without paying customers, all you have, my friends, is a very expensive hobby. And that's not going to allow you to have more income, to live more generously, to help more people, to make a bigger impact on this world. So now that we have those 4 foundational things implemented on what those buckets or what that content looks like, let's go back to our original question. How often should you be posting on social media? Well, the first thing I want to tell you is it really heavily depends on the social platform. You are not going to need to post the exact same amount on LinkedIn as you would on Facebook. So I'm going to just give you some basic general overviews that I believe currently effectively are relevant. Personally, on Facebook, depending on the size of your page, I feel that it is fairly safe to post between 1 to 2 times per day. If that currently feels overwhelming, or Facebook is not a top priority for your social media strategy platform, then I would say 3 times a week at minimum would be what you would want to aim for as a metric for Facebook. On Instagram, I love Instagram on how it can give you the ability to showcase the beautiful imagery in the photos and videos that you have that can demonstrate what your business is up to. If Instagram is a platform that makes sense for your business, if you were to be posting 1 time a day in the newsfeed, that is very powerful. I would also like to tell you, if that feels overwhelming to be posting 7 times a week on the platform of Instagram, I would tell you to at least post 2 times at minimum a week, and to tell you to take advantage of posting 7 times a week on stories. So you could have 1 story active on the Instagram stories, which would allow for your page to be highlighted among all of those that follow you, because you would have the little circle around your name and it would indicate that you're relevant and that you're current on the platform. LinkedIn, I think that would be fairly safe to say that between 3 to 5 times per week would be a lovely amount of time for you to not only post, but I also want to encourage you that across all of these social platforms, it's not just about checking a box and saying, I posted or my social media team posted. It's about you really believing and acknowledging that social media done well means that you are showing up, engaging in conversations, and building relationships. And so when you go beyond just posting and you begin responding on other people's pages, you begin getting involved in Facebook groups, you begin going and making comments on other people's Instagram feeds, when you begin retweeting other people's content, you will quickly and easily see that the relationships that you thought at once that may have been difficult on social media are so much more naturally able to be cultivated, nurtured, and you will be surprised how it can easily and quickly lead to clients, collaborations, and opportunities. So I hope that you have found this to be helpful. Please, by all means, give our YouTube channel here a subscribe and make sure that you know that we would love for you to stick around. And feel free to ask us questions because maybe we'll take your questions and we'll turn it into an upcoming video right here on YouTube. Now, I've got a freebie for you. If you want to get your hands on our free 31-day social media content calendar, we have a link for you right here in the description box below, but you can also simply head to sweetteasocialmarketing.com/content calendar to get access and get your hands directly on that free calendar. I hope that you continue to show up, use social media the right way, which is what it is intended to do, which is to be a two-way street dialogue between consumer and business. And the more that you show up, the more that you take action, and the more that you don't just consume on getting better at social media and actually showing up, the more you are going to be able to see results and see that social media is not a magic bullet, but it is absolutely super imperative on how it can be a game changer in your business for those that want to show up and put in the time and put in the effort. I'm Heather Heuman with Sweet Tea Social Marketing in South Carolina. If you need help, if you need a speaker for your next event, please feel free to reach out to me. Just head on over to sweetteasocialmarketing.com, and I look forward to seeing you right here on YouTube with more upcoming content to help you be better at growing your business using the power of social media marketing. Everybody, take care.